I have a baby girl named Ellie. She's 1 year old now. When she was born, my mom promised to help take care of her so I could go back to work. I was so happy and trusted her completely. Mom had always said she would support me, even before I got married. Years ago, when my husband and I got married, we didn't have a home of our own. We rented a small room and dreamed of having our own house. Homes were expensive, so we made a plan: start small, buy a small home, and later upgrade to a bigger one. But Mom didn't like our idea. She said, "Don't waste your time on a small home, buy a big one now." But we couldn't afford it. When I found out I was pregnant, I was overjoyed. I told my husband, and he hugged me with the biggest smile. We had saved enough to buy a small home, but once again, Mom said, "Don't settle for less. Buy a bigger home, and I will help you." Mom had a plan. She said, "I'll give you some money. Your husband's parents can help too, and you can manage the monthly payments together. Plus, I'll take care of the baby so you can keep working." It sounded perfect. We followed her advice and bought a bigger home. It was an exciting time. My husband worked hard, even painting Ellie's room himself. Everything seemed to fall into place when Ellie was born. Tiny, sweet, and full of life. For a few months, I stayed home to care for Ellie. Then Mom stepped in and kept her promise, taking care of Ellie while I went back to work. My husband and I managed the house and the payments together. We were grateful to Mom for her support. Life felt balanced, but one day, everything changed. Mom told me, "I'm tired. I can't take care of Ellie anymore." Her words shocked me. "But Mom, you promised," I said, trying to hold back tears. Mom replied, "I have my own life. I need to rest and find my happiness too." Her words hurt deeply. My husband and I didn't know what to do. Ellie was too young for school, but we still had to work and pay the mortgage. Mom suggested my husband find a higher paying job. "That's not fair," I said. "You promised to help us." But Mom wouldn't budge. Now I stay home with Ellie. My husband works long hours to support us. I feel tired all the time. Every day looks the same. I wake up early because Ellie cries. I feed her, play with her, and try to keep the house in order. By the time my husband comes home, we're both too exhausted to talk much. I called Mom one day, hoping she'd change her mind. "Mom, I need your help," I said. But she replied, "I'm busy. I've done enough for you." I felt angry and hurt. She had time for the park and her friends, but not for me. I shared my feelings with my friend Anna, who also has a young child. She listened and said, "It's tough, but you're strong. You'll find a way." Her words gave me hope. She suggested asking my husband's parents for help. We visited them, and they kindly offered to help on weekends. It wasn't much, but it made a difference. My husband decided to search for a better paying job, and I started looking for part-time work from home. It wasn't easy, but we managed. I worked late at night, taking small online jobs. My husband worked harder, often coming home late. We missed spending time together, but we knew it was for the best. One day, Mom visited. She looked happy and carefree, wearing a new dress and sporting a fresh haircut. "How are you?" she asked. I wanted to say, "I'm exhausted, Mom," but instead I said, "I'm fine." Mom looked at Ellie and said, "She's growing so fast." I nodded. "It's hard, but she's a happy baby," I replied. Mom hesitated before saying, "I hope you're not angry at me anymore." I didn't know how to respond. I looked at Ellie and said, "I'm doing my best, Mom." Mom sighed. "I didn't realize it would be this hard," she said softly. "But I love you, and I want you to be happy." Tears welled up in my eyes. "I love you too, Mom," I said. "I just need some help." Mom promised to help 2 days a week. It wasn't much, but it felt like a lifeline. With time, things improved. My husband found a better job, and I managed to balance taking care of Ellie and working from home. Ellie grew, learning to say "Mama" and "Dada," filling our home with joy. Life wasn't perfect, but we made it work. Mom started visiting more often, playing with Ellie, and spending time with us. My husband and I felt grateful for even the smallest moments of relief. One evening, as I watched Ellie play, I told my husband, "We're doing our best, and that's enough." He smiled and agreed. Looking back, I learned an important lesson. Life isn't always easy, and people don't always keep their promises, but we can still find a way. I love my mom, and I know she loves me too. We're not perfect, but we're family, and that's what matters most. If you enjoy the story, please like, subscribe, and share.